All right, Steve, I want to bring you in now, but we have not talked about the county executives race. That would be the next election moving forward.
Right.
It's in August. It's quite a ways off, but there are some interesting dynamics shaping up already. Kind of set the stage for us.
Well, we have an incumbent county executive who's been there for 11 years now, and a second-term county councilman, Steve Stenger, running against Charlie Dooley. And they've sort of been sniping each other from the dais on the council meetings now for about a year or so. And once in a while it rises up to a little bit more than sniping. But right now it's probably right here, but you can see it's starting to ratchet up. There was a little dust up on Twitter a couple weeks ago when Dooley challenged Stenger to release taxes, and Stenger didn't release as many comprehensive taxes.
This is years of tax returns.
Yeah, and he wanted, and Stenger's like, here's what you have, and just little digs here and there. So where it's mostly being fought right now is in the money race, and they're sort of neck and neck. Dooley's at about 600,000, Stenger's at about 700,000, and that's where I think that's what we're keeping an eye on right now. I talked to a couple of people this week. It doesn't look like we're going to start rolling out the ads until maybe June at the earliest.
Okay.
But come July, you know, it's going to be heated outside and with that race.
Well, let me ask you this. How vulnerable is Charlie Dooley?
It depends who you talk to. He's lost labor. That was a big turnout for him in the last two elections. The whole election, from the people I've spoken to, is going to hinge on the turnout in North County, because that's his power base. He has South County pretty much locked down. So it could be, I'm not sure if South County could, what Dooley pick up there. That means West County comes into play, because that's where the growth is. So it's going to, it's a dynamic of the way the area, the county's changing, you know, affluence and out in the West County and that sort of thing. So it should be, the demographics are really going to play a role in this one.
I think that's exactly right. I think another factor here that will be interesting to watch is the what happens with the Democratic Party establishment in St. Louis County and even St. Louis City. Francis Slay, the mayor of St. Louis, not involved in this election because he's the city mayor, right? But he's a big ally of Dooley,
Totally.
and he has an impressive political operation, a relentless political operation, some would say.
Yeah.
And so if he uses that, if he unleashes that machine, so to speak, completely in this race, then I think it's really going to. However, Dooley has lost some other establishment Democrats.
Right, and very high-profile
highly
Democrats.
Right.
Bob McCullough, the county
that what-
prosecutor.
The county prosecutor, and that's a
Certainly
big
no
one.
love lost with former county police chief
No, there's
Tim
certainly
Fitch.
not.
No.
So you did have these sort of very kind of visible and vocal soldiers that are parting
Right.
ways and stepping out alone.
Right, but this, I mean, Christopher makes a good point, because I think the Slay machine is key to this.
Well, what's in it for Slay? Maybe we should break this down, because there is this sort of alignment of these two in this continuing talk of the city-county merger, which may or may not go anywhere.
So what would be in it for Slay? A lot of people say what would be in for Slay is if there is a reunification, Slay gives up his spot in the city and moves out to, it becomes county executive at some
Oh,
point.
wow. Now we're talking conspiracy theories here. That's
that is good, yeah.
Well, that's all we talk
big
about in the
stuff.
county.
Oh, okay, all right, I got it. Well, that is the policy goal, and that could be a political goal. I think
Right.
another political goal is that Mayor Slay is white. He leads a city that is roughly half white and half African American,
Very
and Charlie Dooley is African American, and I think that it benefits Slay to be a strong ally of Dooley in that sense, and so there are reasons, political reasons for Slay to do what he's doing.
There could be.
You mentioned the ads. The last time Charlie Dooley ran, many of his ads were sort of famous for the AAA Charlie Dooley.
Right.
This was the
Right.
bond rating
Right,
issue
right.
that he was very, very proud
Right,
of
right.
at a time when the country was in the depths of a
Sure.
pretty bad recession. Does that still have traction, or have we kind of lost
It
interest?
depends who you talk to. I mean, there's still AAA, but one of the A's is lowercase at this point.
But so is the national bond rating
so
too, and
the
nobody
national-
seemed
yeah,
to care, and the markets kind of
exactly.
did their own thing.
I
Right?
I don't think that will resonate with the voters that much, to tell you the truth. I don't think they pay attention to that. I mean, a lot of it's going to be about name recognition. I don't know how many people know who Steve Stenger is. Charlie Dooley is a presence. I mean, you know, Charlie Dooley's out there on opening day at Bush. You know,
Charlie Dooley is you're right. I mean, you know, you may not like his politics, but he is a guy who can work a crowd, work a room,
Totally.
and is a very likable person
Right.
in that setting. And
Right.
you're right, this unknown guy who's on the
Right.
county council is going to face an uphill battle when it comes to competing next to
This is
somebody
true.
whose personality is as big as Charlie Dooley is.
That's right, but I think the other side of that coin is that the Dooley administration has had some missteps in the last
That's
year
exactly
or two,
what I was gonna
and
say.
he's opened himself up to some criticism, and a lot of people think that he's not handled it particularly well.
That's right.
Yeah.
The communications team
Yeah,
there.
I was going to make that same point.
Fell
Is that,
flat-footed.
you know, if you do have recognition, name recognition, there's a downside to that, and that downside it keeps percolating up in the last, especially in the last 6, 7, 8 months.